Look at me.
Another big step has been taken in the world of AI video, and we can now generate 4K videos using Google's new Veo 3. Now, previously to get a 4K video, you had to actually render a video and then pop it into an upscaler in order to get that higher resolution. But now what we can do with Veo 3 is actually just render it straight into 4K, and I think it's probably going to lead to some better video quality. But today we're actually going to jump in and take a look at this to see how well these videos actually turn out. Now, we're going to cover text to video, image to video, as well as ingredients to create your 4K video using Veo 3. Starting off with text to video, where you can enter a simple prompt to generate a video from. So I tried a few different text to video prompts to see what kind of results I could get, and some of these were really good. However, they were a little bit mixed in some areas, and I'll show you what I mean. This first video I think turned out pretty well. However, it does try to cram a lot of detail and tries to almost over sharpen the image. So if I play it again, you'll see the sound is pretty decent. But ultimately, no real complaints. Some of the people in the background don't seem to move much, but I think overall it still does a good job. And when you zoom in, you can really see the added resolution. And so I did decide to focus a little bit more on human faces and got this particular video. And there's no sound this time, but I love what it's done with the skin texture. Of course, if you zoom in, you can see the texture is not perfect, but it does sell the illusion quite well, and actually gets better as the video progresses. So while it's not perfect, I can see that this is still a massive step up when it comes to AI video quality. It's also worth mentioning these videos are actually 24 frames per second. So I pushed the reality here and the transformation looks really good. However, it just kind of stops in the middle of nowhere. So still quite strong, just not ideal. Also up close, this one can look a little soft when it comes to the details. Also tried for some grainy footage and it looks pretty good until this car just comes flying out of nowhere. But overall, I think that's a pretty fun video and does a great job with the film grain. Now overall, I think the resolution is actually pretty solid despite a few minor issues. It can be a mixed bag, but that just means you may have to try more than once to get the result that you're after. But to show you how this works, I'm actually going to log in. I'm going to do it in OpenArt as they've sponsored today's video, and there's a link in the description. Now when you're logged into OpenArt, you simply want to head down to the video section in the left-hand navigation, head up to text to video, and then I can choose Veo 3 from the drop-down. You see they have a whole bunch of different models, but we're going to stick with Veo 3 because that's what we're checking out. And of course, I type a simple prompt. I have a shot of a busy city scene during golden hour, cinematic and realistic. A giant mech robot slowly comes out of the ground, taller than the buildings, ready to protect the city. Camera zooms out like a shot in a 2020 sci-fi film. So we need to stick with 3.1 because with 3.0 we don't get the resolution. And we're going to go to 4K and we're going to leave the sound on. I'm going to stick to 16:9, although we can do portrait as well. We have fast mode or normal, so normal's higher quality, but we'll stick with fast for this particular video. And the video goes for 8 seconds. I hit create and we get this. Which has some nice animation, and the detail on the robot when you zoom in is pretty solid, as well as some subtle movement around the robot itself. So again, you can see how this is a big step up. However, it's not perfect. One thing I prefer to do is actually use image to video. And that's because when you are working on an image, you can get things done more quickly. You can get more control over the result. And then once you've got that first image that you're really happy with, you can use that as a basis for your video. So again, in OpenArt, I'm going to show you exactly how you can use the image to video in Veo 3 to create a 4K video. Now we're going to come up the top here and go from text to image, so we can create a video from one of our images. And if you come down, you see we have all the same settings as we did in the text to video section, including 4K, 8 seconds. But I come up and I'm going to right click. I can either upload an image or I can go to my history. So I'm going to choose an image from my history. I'm going to go for this chimp image, which I used in a previous video. And I give it a simple prompt. I have a monkey wearing sunglasses, steps back and starts dancing energetically. He also acts like a robot and smiles while saying, "Look at me." So a little bit different. I'm going to keep these settings pretty much all the same, 4K. I'll bump the quality up to normal this time, but you can see it uses a lot more credits. Either way, I'm going to hit create and see what we get.
Look at me.
And so you would have seen this video in the introduction, and I think it turned out pretty good. Even zooming in on the face and some of the features, it remains pretty sharp. and it's done a great job at rendering this video in 4K. Now, obviously, I'm not going to stop there. I've got a few more images I want to try out, especially some I've done in the past. So I've got a few examples here I'll show you so you can just sort of see how well they turned out. Now, I've got this image with Nano Banana Pro, and I was actually pretty impressed with it. So I asked for 2 jiu-jitsu practitioners wrestle as one taps out to an armbar submission. And it does a great job with the motion, as you'll see here. Just no armbar. But otherwise, this actually looks like 2 people doing jiu-jitsu. And zooming in, things are still pretty sharp and crisp. And even with the lack of the armbar, the movement is pretty solid. And also with no prompt, it handled this cartoony image pretty well. Created a nice little cartoon-like animation with really sharp outlines and crisp details. And so a lot of these videos turned out pretty much as expected, doing pretty much what I asked. But there's always going to be a few little mistakes. Like this video, which is cinematic and amazing, until she turns around and starts walking backwards. Or this video here where he pulls out a staff and a lot of it just sort of magically appears out of nowhere. But this has always been a part of AI video. And I do think that the jank has improved a lot over the last couple of years. And of course, with this model, things are definitely looking a lot sharper. Now, the good thing about image to video is the fact that I can actually go back to previous generations I've created with older models, take the same image, same prompt, and do a quick comparison to see if there's much of an elevation in quality or animation. So I've done that with a few images here. So I created this image with OpenArt's Realism image model. It does a great job with imperfections and making things look believable. And the prompt is simple: girl looks at the camera and gives a very big smile. Now, I did this originally with Kling 2.1, and the result's pretty good. It's a very natural smile, and the footage looks real. Now, Veo 3, it adds that added layer of sharpness. However, the animation is quite similar. Again, a very believable result. Put the two next to each other, and you can see the massive difference in resolution. Much crisper with Veo 3. But I actually used this image for a Veo 2 video a while ago. A man who looks around at burning temple surrounding him. Camera circles him as he looks on in anger and despair. So it's interesting to see how well Veo 2 handled the emotion compared to Veo 3. Veo 2 offers very little motion and a little bit of expressiveness compared to this with Veo 3. A massive step up, but also no comparison compared to the new 4K quality of Veo 3. And even this clip here, which was made with Veo 3 itself in 1080p, just doesn't compare when you switch over to the new 4K version of the same model. Now remember, if we are trying to get a bit more control with our videos, that not only can we set a start frame, but also an end frame. So this means we can take where we want the video to start from an image and find another image for the end of the video. And I'll show you how that works also. But we can also give this video an end frame, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm going to choose end frame here, add another image. And these two, he sort of is dressed somewhat similarly. The sunnies are a little bit different, but I'm going to switch over, hit confirm. So now I have this as the start frame and this as the end frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my prompt to say, the monkey stands up to sit in a different seat and changes his sunglasses. So I'm going to try and bridge the gap between these two images here. This time I'm going to go to fast to save on some credits. And I'm going to keep the sound off and see what kind of results we get when we're doing that. And so he gets up out of his chair, moves over, and then it fades into a completely different scene. So that was not exactly the best result, but even though we had a similar subject in the two images, I think it was still a little bit too different. But where it works well is if you take something like an original image, you can change the angle or add in something, and it does a pretty good job. And I'll show you what I mean with this simple angle change that I did. So you can see how keeping things consistent from the start to the end frame with minor differences is a powerful tool for controlling your shots. And despite the fact the background is actually different from both these images, it faded in a pretty obscure way, and I didn't even notice it until after a few viewings. Another cool part about Veo 3 is they have the ability to use ingredients, which means you can bring in several different images to use as elements within your video. So I'll show you how that works in OpenArt also. Now I've used Nano Banana Pro to create a few images here. There's like a dog and a car and a samurai, and I want to include those as elements in my video. So I'm going to come over to the video tab on the left. I'm going to go to elements to video, and you'll notice that we have this element section up here, a tab, and I can drag and drop up to 3 images. So I click here, go to my history. I'm going to add in the dog. I'm also going to add in the car. So I can say something like, show this car pull up to the camera with the dog driving. The dog is wearing a top hat. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to go 4K again, 16:9. They'll go fast quality, hit create. But while that's rendering, I'm going to add in our samurai. So now I have 3 elements here, and I'm going to add at the end, a samurai in blue armor walks up to the car, and I'll generate that also. We have our video that has just the dog in the car.
Good afternoon, care for a ride?
And I love how that's turned out, and even when you zoom in on the details at the end there, it's so crisp, down to the detail of the dog's hair. You can see how effectively it's included both the car and the dog pretty successfully in this video. What happens when we add the samurai?
All right, I'm here. Greetings. The scroll is secure. Good. Let's move.
Now that dialogue was not mentioned anywhere in the prompt, but I just love the way it sort of had the 2 characters interact. My only criticism is that the car for some reason has 2 steering wheels. But then I thought I'd try these 2 characters to see what we got.
Well, I've been waiting all my life for something real. Woo, woo, yeah.
And that turned out pretty good, and we can also do portrait mode in 4K. So the fact that we're able to combine these different ingredients very consistently in our videos and also render in 4K, I think makes this a pretty useful tool. The elements definitely adds a really strong layer of control. Now overall, like I said before, this is a big step forward. I think it's also the next logical step. I mean, pretty much all these models are going to be operating in 4K at some point or another. The animation is not perfect. It still needs a little bit of improvement in some areas, but this is definitely a big step because it's a lot of computing power to produce a 4K video using AI. But I do have a few specific thoughts about this which may help you to understand whether or not this is a technology you want to start using yet or not. As I mentioned, it is the next logical step up in video resolution. But the animation, whilst decent, does need a little bit of work. Some areas are a little bit sort of stiff. Some areas still have little bits of imperfection. But overall, it still seems to be in line with the best models out there and improving slightly. Image detail is definitely great. When you watch the video 1:1 at its intended sort of full frame, it looks very sharp, it looks great. Sometimes it can over sharpen things and look a little artificial up close. But if you're actually looking at things up close like that, you may find that actual footage can look a bit funny up close also. But compared to other video models, it's improved the resolution a lot more than it's improved the animation. So that means we've got sharper images, we've got much crisper, high resolution video, but the animation hasn't been as much of a step up as I thought it would be. But overall, I still think it's an excellent choice and probably my number 1 choice considering the resolution at this stage. So it's really cool to see Veo 3 stepping up to 4K. I think that this is a really nice step forward, so it's really good to see this advancement really catching up with the standard of media today. 4K video, all they need to do is smooth out some of the details and animation, and before you know it, it'll be completely indistinguishable from the real thing. But if you would like to check this technology out for yourself, check out OpenArt. There is a link in the description below. That is a powerful all-in-one platform that not only has Veo 3 baked into it, but a whole bunch of other powerful video models, image models, tools, upscalers, pretty much anything you can need in the AI space you can find in OpenArt. But otherwise, that's the video for today, guys. I hope you found it useful, and if you did, please consider giving the video a like. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon, and have a great day.